stand well against a Palutena who wants to keep it in the air, wants to keep those combos going as long as he can.
Yeah. And I think a lot of, like, especially if you're going to play that game, like, you're going to have to take... I don't think that the Shotos have as linear of a recoveries, but, like, you know, especially with your flying touch, becomes a little bit like... like, the motions and, like, the telegraph becomes a little bit apparent when you're doing the recovery. So I feel like, you know, CRB's going to have to... I'm pretty sure they're on this. Right?
Yeah, so it's Fluffiluff on the Ryu here, and then CRB is going to be the Palutena.
I was like so confused. I was like, wait a second. My bad. But so yeah, no, especially against like a Ryu and Palutena, like if same thing applies from like get a hand on her, it's gonna be golden. But he has to get through the ability to obviously thrown out of control. There into the back air, sending Ryu off stage. So here we are.
Yeah, it's really tough for Ryu to come back to stage because he has so, like, his options are limited. He has the up B, he has the side B, and he has the down B, which all do help him. But they all have a lot of startup and notably a lot of in lag. And unfortunately, that is a SD from Fluffiluff, which is you can't be throwing stocks against anyone, but especially not against a player of CRB's caliber.
Not to the #1 in the 8, actually.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But like, you know, you've seen Sir Dank take on people like Spargo, so I mean, like, it's not impossible, but you're asking for a lot here with 64% on your second set.
And this is where CRB is at his, like, most pure form. Is when he has a lead and when he's able to just get so much extra credit on you,
yeah.
it can be stifling. As a player who has lost to CRB multiple times, I know for a fact as soon as he gets that lead, it's really, really tough to come back from. He is like the opposite, the antithesis of a player who gets upset is CRB.
That's so good to have, especially like a player who's like high stress environment. CRB kind of just going all the way off stage, going to follow Fluffiluff, but Fluffiluff is, you know, just trying to be a little bit patient there, not trying to aggress too much in the back air is going to send CRB off to the blast zone. 0% reset for CRB on second stop.
Yeah, CRB able to live pretty high percents there, especially against Ryu, when Ryu can notably take hit stocks as low as like the 80s and the 90s with the up tilt combos. Ooh, trying to get a platform landing there, not going to find it.
I saw that happen. I'm like, no way. Trying to go for the style here, but ooh, Focus Punch does get punished though. I think he was trying to go for like the tank hit, right, the super armor hit, but it didn't really like time out properly. Right now, just Palutena right there playing with the back air footsies, sends Ryu to the blast zone on his last stop.
And again, that back air is so hard for any character to deal with because it has that armor on it. Is invincible. Same with that dash attack. But especially a character like Ryu is a little stubby. Does have like no disjoints whatsoever.
So does Ryu, like, in your opinion, does Ryu, or I guess how the game works, does Ryu have to like, is Ryu capable of like going through the field, or does he have to play around?
It's definitely something you need to keep in mind because especially when you're down like this, you don't want to be trading percent against Palutena.
Oh god.
And so it's something to rather avoid. You can hustle your way through if needed, but it's not something you want to be doing.
Okay. And I think you can see like Fluffiluff is trying to adjust a little bit, trying to like make sure like shield comes out, pulls back, doesn't do too many movements. Because yeah, like you said, 86% to 90, and like CRB still on his second stock now. Like just trying to get any type of pokes, any like approaches, start up, and you might see something there with the down tilt into the Tatsumaki. So there you go.
Yeah, that's a great combo link there from Fluffiluff, finally able to take that stock with a combo. That is not something we saw in the first stock. We kind of saw raw hits is what he needed in that first stock. Combos finally starting to come out as we get a little more comfortable, a little more knowledgeable of how CRB is playing. Wow, that was brave off stage, or off ledge.
Yeah, like he knew the laser's gonna hit, but like when you're that high up, you have to do something. Good thing for him, the roll worked out in his favor, so still has the neutral game so far. And Palutena starting to gain that damage.
Yeah, 77 is definitely in that range. Oh, hello. Are we dead? No.
No way. Oh.
Yeah, this is going to be tough to come back from, though.
Wow.
Great recovery from Fluffiluff. Unfortunately, it's all for naught. But that was an extremely smart recovery from Fluffiluff and almost bringing that game all the way back from the brink. And against a player like CRB, that's
yeah.
absolutely something you will take if you're Fluffiluff.
That made it look like it was about to go to like a really strong game 3 or something. Like that was like that type of level play. So yeah, especially and like you said, against CRB, like Ryu just kind of doing what he needs to do, but like that shield is gonna get in the way. The ability for Palutena just to like air zone people off. You'll see it later, guys. No, I think Ryu can get something going here because of the power output. But again, if Fluffiluff can get those combos going, like just like with that strong down tilt the Tatsumaki, he might have a chance. Like again, CRB's not really.
Yeah, and what's even crazier is like a lot of the combos we're seeing from Fluffiluff were not the combos we're used to from Ryu. When you think Ryu, you think the combos of like the up tilt and the heavy jab linking into Shoryuken. And that's not what we were seeing from Fluffiluff. However, it is what we're going to see right there. As we finally get that jab 1-2 Shoryuken. And that is a huge lead and momentum swing for Fluffiluff in this game number 2.
I think this is his first lead of the match.
Correct.
Like in overall. So I mean like not something to hang your hat on to get on the #1 player, but not something you should rest on like in mid-match, because right there, nice super armor tank from the
absolutely.
Going for it again.
And as someone who knows Fluffiluff, I know he's not resting on his laurels right now. He is someone who wants to push this as far as he humanly can, because he knows that CRB can just bring it right back, especially if he's able to ledge trap Fluffiluff like he's been trying to. As we get a up tilt into the air, not going to find a link though.
It's just the way that he's moving. I kind of want to bring back the whole, like what you said, like he's like really focused on pushing the character to the limit. I was just like, wow, that's such a Ryu thing to say, you know? And like that's good. I like it when players like emphasize like how their characters are. You could really tell that they put like effort into it. Get the back air and the ledge recovery. So now it's 2 stocks apiece, but it's not that anymore.
The difference maker so far in this game number 2 seems to be that jab combo, heavy 1-2 into the Shoryuken yet again. And now Fluffiluff with a bit of a lead here, however, is in a very dangerous position, but
they both went to the side. Like, I thought someone was going to take advantage of something, but I think both were just like, we need to get back on stage. Got to reset the neutral here, but here's CRB with the back air, trying to keep him off, but then the up B was able to come, let Ryu come right back onto the stage, and then getting sent onto the top blast zone.
Again, fantastic recovery there from Fluffiluff. I do know, unfortunate SD again. I do know he is someone who is very comfortable playing against characters that do have the multi-hits. According to him, the person who played the most in New England was a Game & Watch Samus main. So that's a lot of multi-hits.
That is a lot of yeah. I mean, not as many projectiles this time, but just as frustrating as you can see here. Palutena finally getting closing up the percentage lead.
And something we did see there also during that combo string
wow! Sorry.
was that Tatsumaki was able to beat out back air just straight up. And so that's something that he definitely wants to keep in the back pocket as the set goes on. As we get, unfortunately we're forced off stage, but a great recovery yet again. Fluffiluff, I feel like I'm just repeating myself here, but fantastic recovery going all the way deep. Does CRB not going to find the stock though?
He gets the ledge trump, but is unable, not really a ledge trump. Like he gets like the get back to ledge, but unable to get any type of punish here. Down tilt is not going to hit Ryu here, but the back throw might actually take it. And he's still living. Great DI from Fluffiluff.
Yeah, again, great DI.
No. I was scared.
Oh my goodness.
I got scared.
That may have been the scariest thing I've seen all day so far, but yeah, last hit here. Fluffiluff just great back air find there as well. Can we clean up this stock and force a game 3? Tries to get the up smash, not going to find it, and yeah, that's just not going to be it. Not going to be what he wanted, and that's CRB cleaning up that game number 2 and moving on in this bracket.
I gotta admit, like, especially you saw like Fluffiluff like really pulling it out of a hat. Knew that a lot of those combos, like a lot of those combos had to connect.